R2-KT, or KT, was a pink R2 series Astromech droid who served the 501st Legion during the Clone Wars and was often stationed aboard Anakin's Jedi cruiser during the war, where she played a key role in many important missions throughout the war. So who was R2-KT, and how did she survive as long as R2-D2 all the way past the Battle of Endor and into the New Republic era? I'm going to break down exactly how R2-KT made it through the Clone Wars and the Galactic Civil War and served in General Leia Organa's resistance against the First Order. Before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more awesome Star Wars lore content. At the moment, only 31% of you are subscribed to the channel, so if you do end up enjoying the video, make sure you subscribe for more. R2-KT was a standard model R2 series Astromech droid which had female programming and was produced by the Droid Manufacturing company Industrial Automation. She stood at 1.09 meters tall, just like most other R-series droids, and was painted in a white finish with pink plating and a grey dome to cover its important circuitry. R2-KT had a small light blue photoreceptor, allowing her to see her surroundings and perform very precise jobs with her tools, and was programmed to have a strong sense of humour. The pink Astromech was equipped with a standard issue arc welder, a hollow projector, and a reader socket for use in everyday operations. The droid was also outfitted with an assortment of concealed tools and a standard recharge socket so that it wouldn't die out once its durable batteries had finally drained. Unfortunately, R2-KT wasn't outfitted with rocket boosters like R2-D2 was, but she was still very capable of moving around for the jobs that she needed to perform. R2-KT began her journey during Anakin and Ahsoka's mission to rescue Rhoda the Hutt, son of notorious crime lord Jabba the Hutt. As Anakin arrived back on his ship, the Resolute, he discovered that his newly appointed apprentice, Ahsoka Tano, was telling jokes and entertaining some of the members of the 501st as they were awaiting their orders. When Captain Rex asked Anakin whether the wild stories that Ahsoka was telling them were true, he quickly confirmed that his Padawan was mostly telling the truth, to which R2-D2 and R2-KT chuckled. Following this, the pink Astromech quickly returned to her duties, maintaining the docked ships and monitoring the central computer systems of Anakin's Venator. Throughout the rest of the war, Katie, as she was commonly called, remained on Anakin's ship through almost every battle, skirmish, and dogfight he got into. She was as loyal to the 501st as R2 was to Anakin, gaining the respect of Admiral Wolf Yularen through the many battles and enemy encounters that the ship went through. After this, R2-K2 was very notably aboard Anakin's ship while it was docked at the notorious Quell Station in the Outer Rim, awaiting further orders. This day, however, wasn't a normal day for the pink Astromech. This was the day that the ship received an urgent help request from Jedi General Aayla Secura, who was heavily outnumbered in the Battle of Quell and needed urgent assistance from Anakin and the 501st. Anakin agreed to help his fellow Jedi General and quickly moved his ship to the atmosphere of Quell, where he boarded a Republic gunship and began moving down to the planet's surface as R2-KT watched on. Following Anakin, Ahsoka, and Rex's departure from the hangar, KT quickly left the hangar to ensure that all navigational computers were updated and were providing the correct coordinates to the many battered gunships that were rushing out of the hangar. Following this, R2-KT was again thrown into the action after the planet Ryloth came under the harsh control of Techno-Union leader Wat Tambor. Hoping to confront Wat Tambor's constricting blockade of the planet, the Republic dispatched 3 Star Destroyers, Anakin's Resolute, along with the Defender and the Redeemer. As Anakin assigned Ahsoka to her first mission in command of the fighter squadron, R2-K2 was stationed in the hangar bay of the Resolute, ensuring that all of the fighters in the Blue Squadron were prepared and equipped for battle. After Ahsoka's failure in the orbit of Ryloth, R2-KT remained in the hangar bay, surveying the badly damaged starfighters as Anakin requested a head count of the surviving men. The Astromech was also present as Anakin and R2-D2 made repairs to Ahsoka's light interceptor ship. Finally, as the crew of the Resolute rushed to the hangar to help evacuate the Defender, R2-KT remained at her post near a Republic gunship, awaiting any further orders from Rex or Anakin. Following this, R2-KT was supposed to become a member of the Droid Squad in George Lucas's favourite arc, but Dave Filoni and Lucas decided not to go ahead with that plan because of her similarity to R2-D2. So let me know down below if you think Katie would have made a good addition to the Droid Squad. So that was her full journey serving at Anakin and Ahsoka's side through the Clone Wars, but how did she come into the possession of Leia and the Resistance during the time of the New Republic and the conflict against the First Order? After the Clone Wars, Leia managed to recover the pink Astromech and utilize her skills within the Rebel Alliance during the Galactic Civil War and eventually bring her on to serve the Resistance during the time of the New Republic. The New Republic was at peace for an extended period of time, prompting them to demilitarize and disband their military forces just like the Republic did many generations prior. This weakness on the part of the New Republic government allowed for the rise of the First Order, made up of officers and soldiers who remained loyal to the Galactic Empire. Because of this, Leia and those close to her removed themselves from the New Republic government and created a new version of the Rebel Alliance called the Resistance, taking along many of its old bases forces, weapons, and even droids. The creation of the Resistance led R2-KT to be stationed at the Resistance base at Dakar in the Outer Rim. Similarly to all the other droids that were under the ownership of the Resistance, R2-KT had her restraining bolt removed and was granted independence and the ability to make her own decisions, at least as much as her programming would let her. Katie was viewed as a partner in the fight against the First Order by the Resistance, rather than a machine or a mindless slave that would be forced to follow any order given to it. R2-KT was placed into a special team of droids that was responsible for the upkeep and maintenance of the Resistance's entire fleet of X-Wing starfighters. Katie was joined by a heavy loader droid, BU-4D or Buford, and Astromech BB-8 on this crew. The ground service droid crew was overseen by human resistance technician Pete Deratalia, who was extremely proficient at guiding droids and giving them repairs and maintenance where necessary. The first major mission for R2-KT as a member of Leia's Resistance came after the destruction of one of the capitals of the New Republic, Hosnian Prime. After the Hosnian system was decimated by the immense power of the First Order's superweapon, Resistance Command placed the ground base at full alert and began planning their response to the major destruction. As a result of this heightened state of alert, Katie and her droid ground squad were tasked with making all necessary repairs and preparations so that Poe Dameron and his fleet of X-Wings were flight ready for the attack on Starkiller Base. Katie and the other droids' work did end up paying off as the Resistance were successful in destroying the First Order's planet killer and putting an end to the largest threat that was currently facing the galaxy. Upon hearing the news, the squad of droids were said to have been extremely happy with their work, or as happy as you can be as an astromech. But that was just a rumor going around the Resistance base. Shortly after the battle, Rey and Chewbacca were selected to find Luke Skywalker aboard the Millennium Falcon with the completed map to his isolated location on Ahch-To, with Katie being present for their departure. It's honestly so awesome to see that this droid went all the way through the Clone Wars and managed to survive into the New Republic era to witness almost all of the major wars and conflicts of the galaxy. Following that, R2-KT was successfully evacuated from Dakar base before the First Order attacked it at the beginning of The Last Jedi, meaning that the pink astromech is still out there somewhere. Maybe she fought with the Resistance all the way up to the Battle of Exegol, or maybe she was retired in favor of newer model droids. Either way, I really hope we get to see more of R2-KT in the future. So that is the full story of R2-KT, the pink astromech who survived from the operation to rescue Jabba's son all the way through the Clone Wars, witnessing Order 66, the entirety of the Galactic Civil War, the fall of the Empire, and finally the formation of the Resistance and the fight against the First Order. This droid really has been through thick and thin, so let me know if you want to see her appear in future Star Wars content. Who knows, maybe we'll even get to see her make an appearance in Star Wars Squadrons when that releases in early October. We know she's in operation after Endor, so maybe, just maybe, we'll get a sneak appearance. Thanks so much for watching, really hope you enjoyed the video. Cheers guys, hope to see you in the next one.